There is a version of you right now, in this very moment, living the life you dream about, not metaphorically, not symbolically, literally. That version of you woke up this morning in abundance. They moved through their day with ease. They made decisions from certainty, not fear. They live in the timeline you've been trying to reach. And here's the truth that changes everything. You are not separate from them. You are quantum entangled with every possible version of yourself, every timeline. They all exist, right now, vibrating in the quantum field. The you who succeeded, the you who healed, the you who found love, the you who broke free. They're not waiting for you in the future. They're already here, and now, existing in parallel, just at a different frequency. And the only thing separating you from them is not time, not luck, not circumstances. It's frequency. It's vibration. It's the signal you're broadcasting right now. This is quantum jumping. And it's not what you think. It's not visualization. It's not manifestation. It's not hoping or wishing or waiting. It's the moment you realize that reality is not fixed, that you are not trapped in one timeline. That, every second, you are collapsing into new versions of yourself based on the frequency you hold. And once you understand how this works, you realize you've been quantum jumping your entire life. You've just been doing it unconsciously, collapsing into timelines you didn't choose, becoming versions of yourself you never intended. But now, you're here, and something inside you is waking up. Something that knows this reality you're living is not the only one available to you. This is entangled mind. And if you're ready to learn how to consciously leap into the timeline where your highest self already lives, stay with me, because what you're about to discover will not just change your understanding of reality, it will change your experience of it. Let me tell you what quantum physics has proven that most people still refuse to accept. Reality is not solid. It's not fixed. It's not one single timeline, unfolding in linear time. Reality is probabilistic. It exists as infinite possibilities, infinite versions, infinite timelines, all vibrating simultaneously in the quantum field. And you, the observer, are collapsing those possibilities into form with every moment of awareness. This is not theory. This is the observer effect, proven in quantum mechanics for over a century. In the famous double-slit experiment, particles behave as waves of probability until observed. The moment observation occurs, wave collapses into a single outcome, not because observation measures reality, but because observation creates it. You are doing this right now, with every thought, every emotion, every focus of attention. You are collapsing infinite possibilities into one singular experience, your current reality. But here's what they don't teach you. You can change what you collapse. Joe Dispenza's work reveals this beautifully. He teaches that when you change your emotional state, when you shift your frequency, you collapse into different timelines. Not someday, not gradually, instantly. Because in the quantum field, all timelines exist now. The one where you're struggling and the one where you're thriving are both present, both available, both real. The difference is frequency. Bruce Lipton's research confirms this from a biological perspective. He discovered that your cells don't respond to reality. They respond to your perception of reality. Change your perception, and your biology reorganizes. Your chemistry shifts. Your electromagnetic field alters. Your signal to the quantum changes. And when your signal changes, you collapse into a different timeline. This is why two people can go through the exact same circumstances and have completely different outcomes. Same event, different frequency, different collapsed timeline. One person experiences loss and collapses into victimhood, suffering, stagnation. Another experiences the same loss and collapses into growth, transformation, awakening. Not because one is stronger, but because one shifted their frequency before the collapse happened. Most people wait for their circumstances to change so they can feel better. But that's backwards. You must feel the frequency of the new timeline before it can collapse into form. This is the secret. This is the quantum jump. You don't wait for the better version of your life to arrive. You become the version of you who already lives there. You match their frequency. You embody their state. And the moment you do, the quantum field has no choice but to reflect it back to you. Not because you forced it, but because you became it. Pause for a moment. Close your eyes if you can. Take a deep breath. Feel into this truth. There is a version of you right now who has already made the leap, who already lives in the timeline you desire. Can you feel them? Can you sense their frequency? That's not imagination. That's quantum entanglement. You are already connected to them. Already one with them. The only question is, will you choose to align with their frequency? So if quantum jumping is real, if all timelines exist simultaneously, why does it feel so hard to shift? Why do most people stay trapped in the same patterns? The same circumstances? The same version of reality, year after year? The answer is simple but profound. They are addicted to their current frequency. Let me explain. Your body is a chemical factory. Every emotion you feel creates a specific chemical cocktail in your system. When you feel fear, your body produces cortisol, adrenaline, stress, hormones. When you feel love, your body produces oxytocin, serotonin, dopamine. Different emotions, different chemistry. And here's what Joe Dispenza discovered. Your body becomes addicted to the chemicals of your habitual emotional states. If you've spent years living in stress, anxiety, worry, your body has become chemically dependent on those states. Even when you consciously want to change, your body craves the familiar emotions. It pulls you back to the old frequency because that's what it knows. This is why people self-sabotage, why they collapse back into old patterns right when breakthrough is near. It's not lack of willpower. It's biochemical addiction. Bruce Lipton's work adds another layer. He shows that 95% of your life is run by your subconscious mind, by programs installed before age 7, programs of unworthiness, programs of limitation, programs of "this is just how life is." And those programs keep broadcasting the same frequency, keep collapsing the same timeline, keep creating the same reality. So you try to visualize abundance, but your subconscious believes in scarcity. You try to affirm confidence, but your subconscious remembers every rejection. You try to leap into a new timeline, but your body and your subconscious pull you back to the old one. This is the trap. This is why quantum jumping feels impossible for most people. Not because it doesn't work, but because they're trying to jump from the frequency of the old timeline while still being entangled with it. You cannot quantum jump from fear into freedom. You must become the frequency of freedom first. You cannot leap from doubt into certainty. You must embody certainty before the leap. This is why the work is internal, not external. The quantum jump doesn't happen when your circumstances change. It happens when you change. When your frequency shifts. When your Body releases its addiction to the old emotions. When your subconscious reprograms to the new beliefs. And that requires practice, repetition, commitment, not effort, but awareness. Every moment you catch yourself in the old emotional pattern, choose differently, you're breaking the chemical addiction. Every time you notice the old thought and return to presence, you're reprogramming the subconscious. Every breath you take from the new frequency, you're signaling the quantum field. I am ready for the new timeline. Let me give you an example. Two people want to quantum jump into financial abundance. One wakes up every morning and immediately checks their bank account with anxiety. They feel the lack. They stress about bills. They carry the frequency of not enough all day long. Even when they try to visualize wealth, they're doing it from a state of desperation. And desperation has a frequency, a very specific frequency that keeps collapsing timelines of lack. The other person wakes up, and before looking at anything external, they connect to the feeling of abundance, not future abundance, present abundance. They feel grateful for breath, for life, for the infinite possibilities available in this moment. They don't deny their current reality, but they don't energize it either. They place their attention, their emotion, their frequency on the timeline where abundance is natural, and they sustain that frequency. Not for 5 minutes, for hours, days, weeks, until their body stops craving the chemicals of lack, until their subconscious rewires, until the new frequency becomes their baseline. And then, without force, without strain, the quantum field responds. Opportunities appear, solutions emerge, synchronicities accelerate. Not because they got lucky, but because they changed the timeline. They were collapsing into same desire, different frequency, different reality. This is the work. This is the leap. Pause here. Breathe. Ask yourself, what frequency have I been addicted to? What emotions have I been rehearsing on autopilot? And more importantly, am I ready to break that addiction? Am I ready to become the frequency of the timeline I desire? Because you can't fake this. You can't bypass it. You must genuinely shift. And when you do, everything changes. Now let's make this practical. Let's talk about how you actually quantum jump. Not in theory, in practice, in your daily life. Here's the process. Step 1. Identify the timeline you want to collapse into. Not what you want to have, who you want to be. Because timelines are not about objects or achievements. They're about states of being. There's a timeline where you are abundant. Not because you have money, but because you embody abundance as your natural state. There's a timeline where you are loved. Not because someone chose you, but because you radiate love from within. There's a timeline where you are free. Not because circumstances changed, but because you released the need for control. Get clear on the state. Step 2. Feel into the frequency of that timeline right now. This is the most important step. And where most people fail, they try to think their way into the new timeline. But quantum jumping doesn't happen in the mind. It happens in the body. You must feel the emotions of the desired timeline ahead of the evidence. Close your eyes. Take a breath. Imagine the version of you who already lives in that timeline. How do they feel in their body? What's the quality of their energy? Are they relaxed? Open? Trusting? Expansive? Don't visualize external things. Feel the internal state. And stay there. Not for 30 seconds. For minutes. Until your body starts to believe this is real. Joe Dispenza calls this changing your state before you change. Your reality. You must feel healed before you heal. Feel abundant before you receive. Feel whole before you find. Step 3. Break the pattern of the old timeline. This is where most quantum jumps fail. People feel the new frequency for a moment, then immediately return to the old patterns. They check their phone. They rehearse their worries. They collapse. Address. The worries now they're 5. They worries now they're 5. They war on the 5. And a rentigist, where they will dock to the arm, back into the familiar emotions. And the quantum field, being perfectly responsive, gives them more of the old timeline. To sustain the jump, you must catch yourself every time you slip back. Notice when the old emotion arises, when the old thought pattern starts, when the old behavior beckons, and instead of judging it, simply choose again. Return to breath. Return to presence. Return to the frequency of the new timeline, again and again. All day long. This is not about perfection. It's about repetition. It's about strengthening the new frequency until it becomes your default. Step 4. Act from the new timeline before evidence arrives. This is the test. This is where faith becomes physics. How would the version of you in the new timeline make decisions? How would they speak? How would they move through their day? Don't wait for permission. Don't wait for proof. Act as if you've already jumped. Bruce Lipton teaches that when you act from the new belief, you send new signals to your cells. Your biology responds. Your chemistry shifts. Your field changes. And the quantum responds to the new signal. This doesn't mean fake it. It means embody it. There's a difference. Faking is performance. Embodiment is integration. You're not pretending to be confident. You're remembering the frequency of confidence that already exists within you. Step 5. Trust the quantum's intelligence. Let go of how the timeline shift will appear. Let go of when it will happen. Let go of what form it will take. Your job is to hold the frequency. The field's job is to collapse the timeline. And it will. Not always in the way you expect, often in ways far more elegant than you could have imagined. But it requires trust, surrender, release. The moment you try to control how the quantum jump happens, you introduce resistance. You split your signal. You collapse back into the old timeline. Trust that the version of you in the new timeline is already reaching across the quantum field, guiding you, pulling you, becoming you. All you must do is align with their frequency and allow the collapse to happen. Now, let's practice together. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Feel into your body. Notice where you're holding tension, where you're contracted, where you're still entangled with the old timeline. And with your next breath, let it go. Soften. Open. Now, imagine the timeline where you are already free, already whole, already living in alignment. What does that version of you feel like? What's their energy? Let that feeling fill your chest, your heart, your entire body. Stay here for as long as you can. This is not imagination. This is entanglement. You are connecting with the frequency of your highest timeline, right now. And the more you return to this feeling, the more you collapse into that reality. This is the practice. This is the leap. Here's the truth no one tells you about quantum jumping. The leap is not a one-time event. It's a daily practice. A moment-by-moment choice. A continuous alignment. Because the old timeline doesn't disappear just because you've touched the new one. It continues to exist in the quantum field. And every moment, you are choosing which one to collapse into. When doubt arises, you're at a quantum crossroads. One path leads back to the old timeline. The other leads deeper into the new one. When fear appears, same choice. When an old pattern seduces you, Same choice. The quantum field is not testing you. It's offering you choices. And every time you choose the frequency of the new timeline over the comfort of the old one, you strengthen that reality. You make it more solid, more stable, more inevitable. This is why ritual matters, why morning practice matters, why returning to presence throughout the day matters. Not because rituals are magic, but because they anchor your frequency. They remind you who you are becoming. They keep you aligned with the timeline you're collapsing into. Let your life become a living quantum jump. Start your morning not by checking what's wrong, but by feeling what's possible. Move through your day not as someone trying to get somewhere, but as someone who's already arrived. End your evening not in the repetition of worry, but in the rehearsal of the future that's already yours. And when you're tested, and you will be, remember, the test is not a punishment. It's a clarification. It's showing you where you're still entangled with the old timeline, where you're still feeding it with your attention, your emotion, your frequency, and it's inviting you to choose again, to release, to realign, to return to the frequency of the leap. You are not manifesting a timeline. You are becoming it. You are not attracting a reality. You are collapsing into it. And every moment is an opportunity to choose which version of yourself you're going to be. So here's what you need to carry forward. The version of you that has everything you desire already exists. Not in the future. Not after you've worked hard enough. Not after you've proven yourself worthy. Right now, in this moment, in the quantum field, they are vibrating at a frequency. And that frequency is available to you. The quantum jump is not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you already are in the timeline where you've already won. It's about aligning with that frequency, embodying that state, sustaining that signal, until the old timeline dissolves and the new one becomes your lived reality. This is not a game of hope. It's a science of frequency. It's a practice of presence. It's an art of becoming, and you have everything you need to do this. Right now. Not because I'm telling you, but because the quantum field has always been responding to you. It's been collapsing timelines based on your frequency, your entire life. Now you just get to do it consciously. Before you go, I invite you to declare your leap. In the comments, share one word that represents the timeline you are choosing to collapse into. Freedom, abundance, love, health, joy, peace. One word, your frequency, your signal to the quantum that you are ready. And if this resonated, if something inside you clicked, subscribe, not as a follower, but as a fellow quantum traveler, as someone who knows reality is not fixed, who knows you are not trapped, who knows that in every moment you are choosing which version of yourself to become. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your presence. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for choosing to leap. Keep aligning. Keep embodying. Keep becoming. Because the truth is, you're not stuck in one reality. You're collapsing into new ones every second. And now, you get to choose which one. This is Entangled Mind. And your highest timeline is waiting.